The Royal Rumble is one of the most chaotic matches of the calendar year, and to avoid the match going completely off the rails, WWE have to plan for every scenario in the match. Unfortunately, no matter how well WWE plans for the annual matchup, sometimes things happen that are completely out of their control. From wild in-ring botches to hilarious production mistakes, the Rumble match has seen its fair share of wild and unplanned moments that have no doubt led to utter bedlam in the backstage area. Join us as Wrestlemania looks at 10 Royal Rumble moments that led to mass panic backstage. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, Wrestlelamia.com. Number 10. AJ Styles gets injured. The 2020 Men's Royal Rumble received vast acclaim as it saw the WWE return of Edge, as well as a star-making moment for Rumble winner Drew McIntyre. However, the match also saw a notable and scary botch take place that resulted in former WWE Champion AJ Styles being rendered unable to compete. As Edge entered the match, he proceeded to spear everyone in sight, and when AJ took the move, he over-rotated and awkwardly landed on his shoulder. AJ had dislocated his shoulder, and after a brief conversation with Edge in the corner, Edge was thrown out of the ring way earlier than planned. The elimination looked completely out of place as a viewer, and even Carl Anderson looked completely lost as to what happened. Thankfully, the talent in the match were able to carry on in the aftermath of AJ's impromptu elimination, yet you can easily imagine the mass panic backstage when it became apparent that AJ was seriously hurt. Number 9. Beth Phoenix gets busted open. Speaking of the 2020 Royal Rumble, the Women's Rumble match also featured an unplanned moment that would have caused problems backstage. WWE legend Beth Phoenix was without question the MVP of the match, as her work was timeless and she showed yet again that she could easily have another major run in the company. During the match, it started to become clear that Phoenix was badly busted open, and she was in fact covered in blood. Due to WWE being a PG product and unscripted blood spots are not allowed, this would have made WWE officials lose their minds, and it was obvious from watching the match that Kevin Dunn was trying to avoid showing Phoenix on camera as much as possible. Number 8. The Wrestlemania sign bursts into flames. The safety of fans as well as wrestlers themselves is paramount for WWE. Yet in 2022, disaster almost struck at the Royal Rumble event. When Ronda Rousey won the Royal Rumble match, she proceeded to point at the Wrestlemania sign and something rather sinister occurred. In a terrifying moment, the Wrestlemania sign burst into flames, and WWE were forced to bring down the sign and extinguish the fire. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and WWE were able to rectify the problem immediately. Number 7. The Rock's feet touch the floor. The 2000 Royal Rumble was going to be a defining moment of The Rock's character. The Great One was going to win the annual matchup and challenge Triple H for the WWE title in the main event of WrestleMania 16 in arguably one of the biggest matches of the entire Attitude Era. The issue was that The Rock's Rumble win was completely botched, and WWE had no choice but to address the blunder on TV. The finish of the match was to see the Big Show attempt to throw The Rock over the top rope, only for the Great One to hold on, and then Big Show would fall to the floor. This spot should have been relatively easy to perform, yet The Rock's feet had touched the floor before the Big Show's, and this was shown crystal clear on camera. Was turning the botch into a storyline the right approach? Well, whilst it was disappointing that The Rock wasn't the clear-cut winner of the Rumble, it did add some legitimacy to the concept, and WWE deserves a ton of credit for not insulting the viewer's intelligence. Number 6. Nia Jax's hilarious blunder. The number 30 spot in the Royal Rumble is arguably the most prestigious spot in the matchup. Fans always expect a major name or even a surprise to enter the match in the number 30 position, and in 2023, WWE's production team made a significant blunder with the number 30 entrant in the Women's Royal Rumble. Before the countdown for the number 30 position had even started, Nia Jax's theme song began to play completely out of nowhere. Fans were left completely baffled as to what was happening, and WWE had no choice but to commence the countdown. There was sheer panic from everyone in WWE, and the commentary team were at a loss for words. Whilst one of the worst yet comedic botches in Rumble history, it was certainly memorable, and it was definitely a unique return for the former Women's Champion. Number 5. Alex Riley's mishap. One of the key aims of the 2011 Royal Rumble was to further the feud between The Miz and John Cena. The two were going to main event WrestleMania 27, and WWE believed that the Rumble was a perfect opportunity to plant the seeds for their eventual collision. The initial plan for the match was going to see The Miz's protege Alex Riley eliminate Cena from the match. The problem was that Riley accidentally slipped over the top rope just minutes into his appearance, and WWE had to improvise on the spot and come up with a way to eliminate Cena while still furthering the Miz and Cena storyline. WWE's new idea was for an already eliminated Riley to distract Cena, only for the number 4, Randy Orton's pyro botch. The post-Royal Rumble pyro spot, which sees the winner pointing to the Royal Rumble sign, is a Rumble tradition, and when WWE delivered the spot in 2009, it went so badly wrong that the Rumble winner Randy Orton was absolutely livid. When Orton pointed to the Wrestlemania sign, nothing happened. Orton kept trying, and every time he did so, the pyro failed to hit, and it became an awkward visual, and no doubt WWE officials backstage were screaming into headsets trying to fix the blunder. Mistakes can happen in any department in WWE, yet this is one of the most important elements of a Rumble match, so you'd assume that it would have been practiced and perfected before the show went live on air. Number 3. Stone Cold Steve Austin's unfortunate slip. As Stone Cold Steve Austin, aka the Ringmaster, was set to be one of the final 4 men left in the '96 Royal Rumble. However, this planned creative vision couldn't go ahead as Austin was accidentally eliminated early. Austin's elimination occurred when Fatu charged at Austin with a clothesline, and Austin was unable to hang on to the ropes and he fell to the floor. There was an obvious panic from Vince McMahon on commentary as he decided to ignore the elimination and act like it never happened. Unfortunately for McMahon, Mr. Perfect would allude to the elimination, meaning that McMahon was forced to confirm Austin's early exit. Number 2. Shane McMahon's infamous night. Shane McMahon had one of the most infamous nights of his career at the 2022 Royal Rumble. His antics both backstage and in ring led to Vince McMahon firing him, which on the surface may sound drastic, but McMahon would have taken the same course of action if it was anyone else. Shane was reportedly politicking his way into a favourable spot in the Rumble, and he was reportedly insisting that he would in essence be presented as the main attraction in the match. Additionally, Shane was involved in a notable botch which saw him forced to enter the match and enter in early, as WWE production team accidentally played Shane's music instead of Randy Orton's. Whilst this was a huge botch that would have caused drama backstage, Orton found the botch hilarious and he was repeatedly rolling on the floor laughing. And number 1, Vince McMahon tears his quads. The 2005 Royal Rumble featured one of the most memorable botches in WWE history. The finish of the Rumble match initially ended without a clear winner as both John Cena and Batista fell out of the ring at the exact same time. This led to confusion and disorder backstage as nobody knew what to do. In hilarious fashion, Vince McMahon decided to storm from the backstage area to the ring to get everything back on track. However, things went from bad to worse as McMahon tore both of his quads as he entered the ring, meaning he had to sit in the ring and direct traffic whilst in immense pain. Bruce Pritchard offered a first-hand account on his Something to Wrestle podcast about the incident, and this is what the WWE executive had to say.
You know, it's like, okay, let's see who hit. Maybe Cena hit first, therefore Batista wins, and you're good to go. And I think Dave hit first, so it was like, okay, well, can the argument be made that they hit at the same time? And all this is happening in a matter of seconds. It's not like, okay, stop everything down, now let's figure out what to do. You're trying to figure out as you go, and it's like, okay, tell the SmackDown guy to raise John's hand, tell the Raw guy to raise Batista's hand. We got, and we're thinking, okay, shit, maybe we can get to a match, or you know what, just start it over. And before you know it, Vince is out, and Vince is headed down to the ring to figure it out. And I don't know that we necessarily had exactly what we wanted to do before Vince went out, because Vince just bolted out and went to the ring. And then when he slid in the ring, nobody could figure out why the hell he didn't get up.
Eventually, the match was restarted with Cena and Batista as the final 2, and the Animal was able to secure the win as originally planned. But there you have it, folks, 10 Royal Rumble moments that led to mass panic backstage. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.